Hello, everyone, and welcome to WSSEA Week 4 Valorant High School action. D'Lo here behind the mic, your almighty eyes in the sky, Connie and Taylor, the ghost of Cherry J briefly popping in just to show the Halloween spirit, but it is going to be a solo dolo cast for this one. Hope y'all are doing well at home. We got quite the match for you, quite the interesting one, too. Some funny circumstances rest behind it. It's going to be our friends on Klahowya up against Central Kitsap here for Week 4. Two formidable high schools and two four-man squads. That's right, folks. It's going to be a bit atypical. It's not Friday yet, but it is certainly freaky as we are prepared to get into the spooky season here. Unfortunately, sometimes technical difficulties, it affects us all. Affects us here in the caster's booth. But don't worry, we make sure to keep the thematic consistency because each team has one less player, one less caster. So it all balances out here, folks. Ascent is the name of the game, and you can tell by the map behind me. That's going to be the venue here for today. No triple map action, or no triple site action, rather. Does still mean that there's a bit more hope in the defensive end, and oftentimes we do see whoever ends up with the lead foot on the attack is usually going to run it right back with a lot of back-to-back wins. So you're looking for Klahowya here on their attack to make sure that they're leveraging that pressure immediately. Pistols round's a great place to do so, but so is the pick board. Let's see what these teams got to draft for. Already seeing the Sova come out on the side of the defenders. And you know what's interesting about the Sova? I mean, obviously, Sova's got a lot of recon utility. But I've just never, I feel like, seen a Sova pop off in WSSEA quite just yet. I'm curious if that can change today. Omen hovered on one side, selected by Klahowya. The Sage as well. Allows for a potential res factor. I don't think you can do so in the Shadow Realm, so make sure those kill contracts that you decide to sign off on from Klahowya are well marked. Brimstone comes in as well for some solid utility. I don't think the Klahowya are balanced in that sense. Omen locked in. Smokes from the other side as well. And it's going to be the Yoru to finish things off. Of course, the fact that you now have 4v4, you now kind of have to spread a bit thin what you value. Duelists, I think, in that sense, become a bit less important. It really becomes about that utility and what you can offer. Because, of course, everyone's got a gun, but not everyone's got a smoke. We'll see if there's a fire beneath the rising fumes as we ascend over to Ascent. We all know what to expect for the pistols round. A show of pure skill. We'll find out, though, as we see Klahowya all bear towards B, how it all works out. What this also means is every man down is now 25% of your team, a greater contribution. Clutching is that much more difficult, but at the same time, that much more obtainable. A 1v4, far less intimidating than the 1v5 we're all used to. Omen smoke comes out, blocks vision past the gates. Orcel tries to find some blind fires through it. No such luck. Paranoid through the wall. Nunkai says, you merely adopted the darkness. I was born in it. Molded by it.
Neutralized.
RG and RS. Mold to first blood. Manly baking, it's cooked up. Orcel takes down the doppelganger. Shots on point there for Nardiak as they take down RG and RS. Shortly after, their kill in return.
Careful.
2v2 and a Sage on each side. The wall orb comes out. Wereboyd decides to back away. Trying to slow the approach of the invading forces. Spike's still in hand here for the Brimstone. Wolfman tries to clear. Corner together there with his Brim. Joined at the hip. Sure safety. Destroying the panels, make the doors get harder access. Look at the plant there. Comes out, but unfortunately the shot's on mark nonetheless. Sheriff going to ring out 2 times and 2 bodies will fall. An instant defuse from the Yoru. A massive payday as well. Going to Pookie Bear's pockets. Rar indeed. I'm not going to lie. Honestly, Chloe, I thought played that pretty solidly. The issue just became they were caught lacking. Didn't watch their off angle. Pookie Bear comes in and mauls them to death like they're salmon. First round over to Kitsap. That really feels good. Typically in these games, attacking is favored. I do wonder in the 4v4 meta, though, if that changes. If you're going to split now, typically it's going to be a 2 and 2. Can't favor one site. Wall orb. There's a bit more sight lines there for RG. I have the high ground, Anakin.
Revealing area.
Wolfman earned away. Recon dart, unfortunately, a bit low. Protractor out next time. A rotation coming out from Klahowya. They're a man down. I fear, though, these rotations, I wonder if they're maybe a bit too hasty. We saw that happen round 1. Did not work out well for them.
Cover going out.
Very north of the wall. But what was the utility of it is the question. Smoke. Not really going to block any really important sightlines for Pookie Bear. Second one does come out, and that changes things a little bit. Position with that Sheriff. We saw it ring out twice and find 2 kills last time. It's going to be 4-star around the corner first, but got to force through the smoke. In comes the slow orb and actually forces everyone back. Smoke clears for just a second before reinitiating and recovering the retreat of Klahowya. Snipes out from RG, does not find the collat, but can find the double right back.
30 seconds left.
I mentioned how Sova can't carry, and instantly RG has shut me up.
Here.
Manly Bacon. Last one left on the menu. Not looking to be long for life, though. Does manage to find the shots in a Werevoid. But the Sheriff rings true once more. Pookie Bear finishes the second round for Kitsap. And this is what Hot Sauce always says. If Hot Sauce were here with me, whoever wins the pistols tends to win in the second round. And I'll also quote Hot Sauce once again, in that if you're going to be buying, make sure it's concerted. Hoya, have enough kills to make an investment this round around. Rifles and body armor pocket. But RG NRS, this Marshall, has been very dangerous. Anuniki quickly answers back, says, I'm also the danger. Manly Bacon, last to fall last time, this time, first up. Spike and pocket for cell. Waiting where they want to enter. But now they're caught between a rock and a hard place because RG is there waiting on the other end. Shots will find their mark, but the body armor comes through clutch and RG drops 2. Picks up the pistol only to get dropped right after. Nonetheless, their damage has been done. A 4-kill streak before finally the sniper is silenced. And the Omen cleans up the rest of the garbage. 3-0. Kitsap doing this on defense is nothing short of impressive. And Klahowya have got to find a way to answer back. Can they? Will they? All questions to be answered soon. First ults are coming online, and RG and RS. Hunter's Fury is ready. 7 and 2. Operative in hand. Scary stuff. Cell does not want to contest around that corner. And Wereboy is in a similar spot of bother. Drops the wall orb. Guarantees him a bit more height. Sends the slow orb around the corner as well, just to further deter movement. And it's going to work. Look at Klahowya and how they're just all instantly filtering back. No one wants to stick around. I feel like they're just being driven off by very simple utility that they could wait for. Double tap Bill over from Manly Bacon, but they're not going to push the issue. Instead, they rotate with the rest of the team. Brim on the Vanguard. Omen watching their flanks. But time is not on Klahowya's side. 50 seconds and no real ground made. So they're waiting around the corner. Up in hand. Herrick says, you go first, buddy. Oh, God. Men and women first. Or sorry, women and children, rather. None left, though. Wolf is dead. Orcel brings a shot forward. Recon dart will be useful for RG. Did take a bit of damage along the way. Last slivers of health got to be made to good use. Forcell does take down Pookie. And Wereboy finishes off Bacon. Sova clinging to life. Forcell drops the spike.
Cover going out.
Paranoid comes through, and you can honestly find RGU stand to be in a good spot. Only one shot needed, and one shot rings true. Looking for them next. Wereboy will go down, but unfortunately, your own shadow still loomed behind you. And Nuniki gets the kill, gets the defuse. A brilliant clutch effort. Nearly brought to fruition there by Forcell. And that, honestly, is just a credit to their ability to recognize the target that needs to go down first, RG. I imagine communication was had there. Hey, Sova's definitely going to be low in this case. Operative's still in pocket, though. RG is not finished by any means. And the fact that maybe one or two of these rounds could have gone the way of Klahowya just shows that we've still got a game on our hands here. But by no means is everything said and done. Uh-oh. That's trouble. Hunter's Fury. Looks for snipes through the walls. Finds decent damage on the Sage, but not much beyond it. And I love how Wereboy's been using this wall orb to find high ground advantage. The Molly forces Bacon back. Don't want to get overcooked. Forcell does take down their opponent finally, but RG on the op drops one. 3-3. Sova awfully low. Shot rings out, but not going to find the mark. 1 minute left here. How you got to make movements. They have the advantage. They've got an even bigger one now that finally RG's dead. Could decide to loot him for the shoot him, but instead sticks by the rifle. Vandals what they have faith in, and Pookie Bear is what Kitsap pinned their hopes in. Bacon's down once more. Spike planted. The Brim smoke comes through.
One enemy remaining.
Forcell around the back. De-stuffs the teddy bear. An awkward spot to reload, but Wereboy's in a similar spot of bother. Low health there for the Omen. Time on your side, Klahowya. Get their first round here. Sage leaping at shadows. Leaping into the smoke, does not know where to go, but does take down Forcell to start things off. Looks for Brim, gets a couple shots in, but not quite enough. Finishes the job. Can they get the defuse, though? It does seem it will be a clutch from Kitsap.
I am not just your healer.
Yikes. That was impressive. And honestly, folks, that just comes down to how you're getting a bit too antsy. The most deadly game of Ring Around the Rosie with your own Brim smoke. It just does not feel good. I will note, though, RG surprisingly quiet there with the Hunter's Fury and the operator, rather. With the rifle, speak up a bit louder. Wall orb comes through, ensures that their impact won't be felt quite as hard. Instead, it's Pookie, who now's rocking the op. Makes one drop, and Uniki takes down two in response, and RG finishes off the fourth. A flawless round there for Kitsap, an exclamation point on that sixth round. And now's where things are starting to fall into the untenable category. Again, I'd say now 3 rounds could have gone Klahowya's way, but they haven't. I see 2 ultimates, and that, honestly, that ISO ultimate could very well be a good hope, but the issue is they're rocking the classic for Manly. Your ISO's not getting kills, and if your ISO's not able to rely on their individual trigger, the character's utility falls to the wayside. Forcell and Ariak fall in combat.
Last player standing.
And RG takes down Wolfman. Just the ISO left on the ISO play. It's a 1v4. A clutch that feels tenable, but considering history, maybe not. Pops the classic up and gets dropped up on top of the wall. We're not here to parkour. We're here to shoot guns. Wereboy does it well. Back-to-back flawless rounds. Kitsap saying, listen, man, we waited long enough to get in the lobby. We're not trying to take our time on the field either. But now I'm seeing Brim, Sage, and ISO Ultimate. Sage's got to play back. on both sides in theory. Keep that res in pocket. And make sure that you have your accountability buddy with you. Bacon's been revealed. We'll tap out.
No distraction.
Drops down the suppression.
Take flight.
But it's going to be the drone around the corner. And just look at Klahowya's positioning there. Pinned down. Dropped to the ground. The drone does go out, but the tracking dart did find the mark on top of the brim. Around the corner they go, and nearly instantly dropped by Wereboyd.
One enemy
To be
remaining.
finished off instead by RG.
Down B.
Nariak goes down, 4-cell as well. Wolfman does take down one and actually finds two. A 1v1. And a res makes an advantage to Klahowya, but Pookie instantly evens the odds with the operative.
Out of charges.
Disgusting work there by the Yoru. But Sage played back. Their job is done. 4-cell not sure whether to move up, not knowing that the Yoru is already gone.
30 seconds left.
Corpses littered around them. 30 seconds left on the board. And you're choosing of the finest weapons these corpses have to offer. Like in hand, it's the plant on B. Yoru recognizing, whoa, maybe he didn't leave at all.
Shadows traveling.
Not much utilities left in pocket, though. Smoke comes through.
I'll handle this.
Not knowing on the other side, the dimensional drift, we have all the knowledge we need. And they re-exit just to try to find the kill. The TP right back into the smoke. The shadows will have you. Pookie says, let them. I want the defuse. Decoy out. Goes for the shots instead. Shadows will never claim me. I walk in the light. Kitsap with the clutch.
Anyone else think they can kill a god?
Yeah, and you know I say these are clutches, but 8-0, it feels inevitable. It feels like a story written by the alumni of Kitsap. It seems almost like a fantasy story. Every single case where the odds seem insurmountable, their shot placement, their gunplay is just able to carry them to victory. And again, I will say, Klahowya could take that round. You just got to play more carefully. Unfortunately, that's not the way to do it. Wolfman already dead. RG back on the snipes. Drops 4-cell around the corner. Nunuki. There's a rifle. To bear Nariak back to base. Classic comes out there from the Omen. Manly Bacon sprays through the smoke and unfortunately will not have any compensation. Flawless round there for Kitsap. And looking at it now, man, you have the ult used by Manly Bacon, but honestly, not too much effect. Does not feel good. It's demoralizing. But there's still a chance, at the very least, to get one round on the board. In these moments, it becomes about the side quests. We're no longer focused on winning the game. It's still possible. In esports, anything is. But you can't get too lost in the bigger picture. You haven't even taken out the camera. Wall orb comes out. Wereboyd. Playing so well on the Sage. One almost got hunted down. RG answers back on a Wolfman. A lot of lupines on the Sage. Someone should do a study on that. There's an interesting correlation going on. Manly Bacon descends on down from heaven. Could instantly be in trouble. Has the Odin in pocket, but Pookie Bear dethrones the Allfather. Owen comes out. Leaping at shadows here. Speaking of, Uniki. Mirage. Busts the door wide open like the Kool-Aid man, and then also busts in 4-cell's ribcage. Pookie Bear up close and personal, lets the muzzle flash. Nariak dashed against the wall.
Pick something
10-0
nice to kill them
gets out.
with.
It's the least we can do.
Man, you look at the stats, they just do not lie. RG, such a ruthlessly efficient killer on the Sova. I could not have decided to say a worse moment that Sovas can't carry. But also worth noting, this Yoru man, Pookie, 10-2. Sometimes the real value comes from not dying, rather than always finding the kills. Short time out here. Players probably just trying to reconvene their mentals. Certainly in a bit of a dizzying free fall if you're on the receiving end of this 10-0 walloping. Timeout about to end. Sides soon going to switch. And Klahowya find a round on the attack. Sheriff in pocket for 4-cell, who has been the offensive linchpin so far of the team. Odin for Manly Bacon once more. No armor there for Pookie.
Cover going out.
Likes to go in light. Can't have that weighing me down. RG. Between two rough positions, the Odin mows him down. Solid positioning there for Manly Bacon. Nova couldn't see it coming. We've seen Wereboy this position, using that wall orb and the slow in conjunction. Slow the halting approach.
Cutting through.
Pookie sends up the recon. On the corner. Crosshair in just the right position to put down 4-cell, but maybe not the best of spots to deal with the follow-up. Nariak catches Pookie going for the clone. Nuniki, though, quickly answers back. 2v2. Both the wolves howl at the moon as a Nuniki goes down. Manly Bacon on this Odin is efficient. And Klahowya, say how you doing? We're on the board.
Round in the half.
Oh no, don't abandon the Odin. I was about to say that did everything for you. Bit of buyer's remorse there as the Vandal is quickly left on the ground. Bacon not sure what they want to go with here. Decisions. But hey, side quest achieved. New quest. Win a second round. It sounds silly, but it's true. Pookie, blinded by the smoke, and actually gets a couple shots to the eye before their trouble. Shreds the body armor, and Nuniki uses bullets to shred apart Wolfman. Manly's Bacon on this Odin does manage to grab one more, but the Hunter's Fury tears them asunder. Wereboy finishes the job. It's 11-1.
Switching sides.
Side switched. 2 rounds from victory. Kitsap looked to put a swift but brutally efficient end to the series. Can Klahowya on defense fill the big shoes Kitsap left? Pistol rounds is a good place to show it, especially considering the fact that if Kitsap win this pistols, very likely to take the match round. Pistols in hand. Heart and throat. Klahowya need to dig their heels in. The BA split. But a complete A-side bum rush from Kitsap. Nariak knows they're coming, but drops no smoke. Leaves it to the Omen, who drops it in return. Completely blinds Nariak. Hello, darkness, my old friend. Nuniki steps through, finds no one, but still the blind fire. Omen around the side. Shots miss the mark. TP in from the Yoru, who is in hell. And Nuniki's gonna be the first one to join.
Spike planted.
Eric drops down, but not before seeing the Sage. Unfortunately, had to find the reload first. Wereboy does get sniped out. Must have been silver bullets they were using. Pookie Bear answers back. RG, wrong spot, wrong time. Turn around, Omen. RG gets the drop on him. The retake going to come in from the rotation of Wolfman.
One enemy remaining.
And Manly Bacon finishes off RG. Might not be an Odin, but it gets the job done. Pookie under pressure. Tries to peek around cover. Has to make a mad dash. Unfortunately, cannot succeed. Wolfman with the defuse. Klahowya with the pistols round in tow. Does somebody smell a comeback? Well, if you're going to build a new empire, winning the foundational pistols round is a great start. Now, a concerted buy is what's important. Marshall for Nariak. I've got to say, this Brim's utility needs to be used a bit earlier. I feel like Nariak is oftentimes dying very quickly. Make sure your smoke is utilized properly in those cases. We'll find out. We're off to the races. Another A bum rush. Klahowya have got to quickly regroup back. 2v4 is a really insurmountable odds to face. Uniki pushes into the corner, tries to send shots through smoke, won't find anything though. Quick plant and a retake necessary now from Klahowya. Forces the pressure on them. They have the firepower, but do they have the gumption? Maybe not recognizing that they have the driver's seat authority. So used to playing that passenger princess role. Naria can have it. Sends out the molly. Doesn't find too much for the troubles. Rim really low. Timer dropping down lower. 4Cell takes down one, but Pookie answers back. Bacon shreds the bear. Gets gobbled up by the Sova. Wolfman around the corner. Looks for the Sage and will find it. So it'll be Sage. Wolfman not gonna have time for the defuse, not gonna have life for it either. Kitsap
Scanning ahead.
on match point.
Match point.
Their winter has come. Bury them.
You know what? I gotta say, I think Klahowya needed to learn from that mistake. The fact that they're on these splits is costing them so much, but look at what Kitsap are doing, recognizing that maybe that last round is burned into Klahowya's brain. We all stack on B. Even if that weren't the case, you just need to have all of Klahowya together. If you make the wrong prediction, fine, but at least you go in with an equal man team. Instead, it's the B split. Only the ISO and the Sage stand against them.
Cutting through.
No smokes, just the walls. Bones come out. Drone as well, a storm of utility. And here comes the boom. Mookie drops Bacon. Wolfman, though, takes out 3. Howls at the moon. A pack of 2. Fights off the big bad bear. Gets off the res 2 before they fall once again. But can the ISO finish the job? Oh no, Pookie's going ham. One last shot needed. 4Cell won't let you have it. A 3K,
Until I blind
quickly
them to strike.
going to end their day, thanks to the Omen. 12-3. Wolfman absolutely earned their stripes in that last round, let me tell you. That's the alpha. But there is still the looming threat of match point. You can't rest on your laurels yet. There's a lot of Valorant you still need to play to win the day.
Next. Shadows traveling.
Wall, missile drip on utility. Fine information. The double tap, unfortunately, not going to mean you can land the shots.
Stealing sight.
Storm onto A. Quickly going to overwhelm. Remember how that's standing in their way. Brimstone, extinguished.
Time to jump.
The all-seeing eye comes out from the Yoru, but all you need to know is it's a 4v2, not one that they stand to win unless 4Cell from up top drops 2 instead. Caught trying to look for the TP though, they're caught out. All up to Sage, a 1v2. One not in your favor, especially with the res for added panache. It's Kitsap with the victory. Man, that got intense quickly. I know the scoreboard, you're saying, D'Lo, why are you even acting like that was something that could have been? Because I ask you again to remember, how you could have gotten, I'd say, 3, 4, hell, even 5 of those rounds. All of a sudden, it's a ball game. It all balances on the precipice of a very small margin. And I think Klahowya just needed to believe in themselves a little bit more. They played a bit too scared, especially conditioned by those early streaks of rounds they were losing. Sometimes you let the fact that you're losing condition you to thinking that you're destined for such a fate. It's all inside your locus of control. But man, how about that Sova, huh? What a great character. I always say that character can carry so easily. You know, just one other way that my analysis is always peak. Nonetheless, you know what else is peak? Our friends at Zotac Gaming. I want to make sure that as we got to enjoy some amazing Valorant here today, we give a special shout out to those who make it possible. A shout out to Zotac Gaming for supporting Scholastic Esports in Washington State. You can show your appreciation for Zotac Gaming by giving them a shout out on social media as well. Make sure to join their community on Discord. And don't forget to use the hashtag powered by Zotac or hashtag ZotacUSA when you post. And second of course, this broadcast fuels LandFest's Scholastic Esports program, a program that supports this league and many others. Since launching, LandFest has delivered over 300 broadcasts to Scholastic leagues in Washington and Indiana. We provide these broadcasts free of charge to the leagues, schools, and teams we cover. Your generous donations make this possible. So, every $200 raised funds the operating costs for one regular season broadcast. If you appreciate our work, scan that QR code on the screen and donate today. Open your heart and maybe open your pocketbook. We'd appreciate it a lot. Nonetheless, though, I appreciate the fact that this match might not have been the standard 5v5 that you're expecting, but I appreciate the fact that the moxie shown by these teams, the moxie shown by these individual players, they say, we're here for the love of the game. It's okay if it's non-standard. We just want some playtime beneath our belt. We want some experience, and I think there's a lot to look back on from either side in terms of improvements, in terms of moments you want to capture in a bottle and apply to that next series. But that next series is not for a little bit longer, so that is going to be all for us here today on WSSEA Valorant Week 4 High School Circuit. I've been Tila, joined here in the booth by our almighty eyes in the sky, Connie and Taylor. Please thank our production for all they do. I could not games without them. And last, but certainly not least, thank you, loyal, obedient viewer, for your time. I hope you've enjoyed this series just as much as we have. Keep an eye to the sky for more WSSEA content coming at you. Until then, good games and good night.